Now you ain't paying attention and you go fall for the okie doke. That's like when women go to the Korean store for hair weave and the Koreans say, come in back, come in back, come in the back. And they go and you go back there and the Koreans doing your hair too. Beauty industry, the beautician, the barber, the undertaker, 3 businesses that were 100% supported by blacks. 100%. And now other people, Black Wall Street, man, bombed to the ground. Same thing. And we got a forum. Mike, I hope you can come through. Danny, I know this ain't your neck of the woods per se, but we got a big event over at Al Hathaway's shop. There it is right there. This Saturday is the 104th commemoration since Tulsa was. Hey, Danny, how many times did America bomb its own people?
Bomb its own people? I don't know.
Twice. Tulsa, Black Wall Street. And where was the second one, Mike?
I don't know.
My God, man. Movement in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I remember that.
Well, they also, I truly believe America bombed itself on 9/11. I believe that was all orchestrated by the United States. That's what I believe.
9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Twin Towers.
We killed Osama bin Laden for nothing. Osama bin Laden had nothing to do with it.
I wouldn't say that we killed him for nothing, but I will say, in my opinion, that the things that occurred on 9/11 could not have happened without, the United States knowing it. Tell me different.
Yeah, that was a horrific day. I remember it. I was about to go on the radio at Radio 1 downtown. I ended up doing some reporting live from the streets because as those planes were hitting, the question became, is City Hall safe? Baltimore's not on the international geopolitical map like DC, like New York. But we're right in the middle.
My cousin was in the building and he got out. Thank God he got out. Terrible health issues.
Gone. Had a cousin up in New York by the World Trade. Brooklyn baby. He's a cop. He's retired now. So here we are. Any of you guys plan to buy a Tesla?
I don't like electric cars. Matter of fact, California,
I ain't like races.
I don't. Yeah, I want gas. I'm like in that regard. Gas fuels the oil companies, and California just rejected electric cars. Those Republicans out there, Gavin Newsom, who they think is going to be the Democratic nominee for president, because Wes Moore says he's not running, right? He's aligning himself with conservative Republicans, man, out there. Electric cars are about to be out.
They are. Is Wes Moore going to be reelected in 2026?
Larry Hogan's birthday was yesterday. I think somebody gave him a campaign sign for his birthday gift.
And he is running again, right?
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if the black. It'll be interesting to see if the Black Legislative Caucus and Ferguson and Jones decide to go back into session to override the veto. Yeah. People can't figure that out. You got people in South Carolina, North Carolina wondering, who's that governor you all have up there in Maryland? I mean, did he do the right thing? I mean, he's looking at his political career. He's like, well, I know it's a national issue, and if I'm going to be a national figure, then I've got to manage this differently.
Danny?
Well, I tell you, That's why I started off with the question: will he be reelected?
Danny, you just given us 30 seconds of stall.
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether or not he is or not. I do know that what Mr. Haney said about the General Assembly and the Speaker and the President of the Senate, are they going to come up together and veto it?
Override it.
I think.
You mean override?
Override his veto. I'm sorry. Yes. Override. Yes. His veto. He vetoed it, right? He didn't sign it.
So he vetoed it so as to not lose the white vote when he runs for
That's
president.
correct. That's right.
Will that preclude blacks from re-electing him next year?
Did blacks elect him last time?
Damn right, blacks elected him. Don't you get it twisted. Peter Franchot was running away with it. He was running down the field like Derrick Henry. And then Peter Franchot made one major faux pas. Can any one of you describe that major fumble? Can you tell me where Franchot got popped? Like Lawrence Taylor, like Ronnie Lott? Where did Franchot get popped? Because he was running.
He was running. He was the leader.
What happened? Her name was Monique.
Westmore showed up.
No. Franchot blew it when he chose that running mate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean the girl with the controversy out of Prince George's County?
Mm-hmm.
Andy, when did Franchot fumble the election for governor?
I don't know when he fumbled, but I know when everybody got the word to turn to back west. Like everybody, the kamikazes, even like everybody got the word. We all back in west. If you black, we back in west.
It happened after he chose the running mate.
Yeesh, yeah.
True. That is true.
That is true. That was a hurt. That hit him.
It wasn't who he chose, it was who he didn't choose.
Mm-hmm.
And
who should he have chosen?
They unleashed hell on his ass. You ain't choose me.
Who's that?
All I did for you? I'm telling you too much. Tell him tune in tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. Can't tell you everything, then you won't have no reason to come back.
Well, who was that he should have chosen?
I just told you, come back tomorrow. We'll tell you tomorrow.
You have time today.
So anyway, back to your question about Westmore being. I think he's electable. I think he's up for re-election. I think that if Hogan jumped in the race, someone mentioned Ehrlich, but I think Ehrlich's no.
Republicans ain't got no bench. They did not.
They don't have it. No, they.
It's Wes's race to lose. It's Wes's race to lose.
I won't say that. It's Wes's race to lose. I will say beating West is going to have to happen in the primary.
Really?
Beating West is going to have to happen in the primary. This whole Hogan running again, it's old because the language says that it's consecutive and that he can run again. I don't know. I gotta see the court decision on that one.
Oh, he can run. There's no doubt about it.
The word on the street is he's not running.
Well, the word on the street was he was running. Now they changing it every day?
That's what I heard, the word that he was considering.
I'm telling you.
Man, them guys are throwing money at him. Those Republicans are throwing money at him.
Yeah, but
hard.
You got to look at it. Do we go out there and make a bad show or a no show? Because remember, Trump thwarted Hogan supporter Kelly Schultz. Trump is back. Trump was a nemesis to Hogan, and they both Geminis. I found that very interesting.
Well, there's also as far as the Democrats, we wanted Cox against Westmore because Cox was easier to beat. So I don't know if we could say that it was the party that thwarted Hogan's pick for challenging Westmore, like Kelly Schultz. And
Do
plus
you
Kelly
think that
ran.
Hogan?
Kelly
Do you
didn't run a
think
great campaign.
so? Andy, do you think that West could lose in the primary? Who can run it? Who's
Yeah,
going
who
to
can primary him out?
On any given Sunday, any team can win the football game.
It's a 50-50 chance for anybody. But
I
not
don't think so. I think it's
I'm
a
gonna
layup
give
for
it more than
West.
50-50.
West has
But-
too much national, international money coming in. West
Mhm.
is West.
Yeah, but
West
he's
is-
also the only black governor in America, and he did not vote for reparations. I don't know how that's gonna fan out.
That one, listen, that needs some explanation here, because a lot of folks are just putting it squarely on Wes's neck, like, oh, he didn't vote for reparation and he didn't do his part. And I'm like, look, there's a calculus going at play here that most people don't see. Like, corporate capture is real. Like, there's a lot of things that these politicians are getting hung around their neck that they're being blamed for, that they have no parts of the decision making or nothing. All they're doing is trying to figure out how best to not get put out of office. Meanwhile, you got folks in boardrooms.
Is it about the politician or is it about the people? Because let's be honest, this is no different than Martin O'Malley.
I mean, I hear you, but when you understand corporate capture for what it is, right?
I live here in Maryland. I understand what you want to do. It's like Barack Obama. Was it supposed to be about just Barack? Or was it supposed to be about all of us black people? Or is it wrong to hope this black man can bring some change to black people? Because we see Trump bringing change for his white friends.
So your life isn't better as a result of Westmore, Donnie? Isn't your life better as a result of Westmore, Danny? Isn't your life better as a result of Westmore, Andy? Aren't your lives better?
No. Nothing in my life can I blame West for, but maybe.
Yeah. I'm not waiting on West to change my life.
He doesn't control any of that for me.
So when was the last time you all could say someone of substance in office has changed and directly affected your life?
Oh, I loved it when Ehrlich and Hogan was in there. We were able to get some business like never before. Absolutely. From a business perspective, yes, I saw monies coming to the black community because Democrats feel they don't have to earn the black vote.
Danny doesn't believe you.
Because Andy is talking that corporate thing. Corporate believes, oh, the black people, you don't have to give them any attention. They're going to vote for you anyway. And that's exactly what we push back on, Andy.
Well, it's not. I don't even think that's the methodology. I think it's a little more crueler than that. It's like the corporations are like, F the black people. You're going to do this because either that or you're going to lose this many jobs, or you're going to lose this much state investment. You're going to lose this, that, and the third.
Here's the thing. Whites who are of a racist mindset will never accept black people.
Man, it's not even the whites of a racist mindset. It's just,
why do we keep trying to fit in with somebody who keeps telling you you don't fit in? Help me out.
But that's because the messaging is different. They got these so-called allies who are trying to tell you that, oh yes, that you do fit in. We want you to have this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, all they're really doing is co-opting the black struggle in order to spread a message or be likable. But once again, there's a book called
Liberty Road can't even decide on bringing the two NAACP branches together. The boy Ryan Coleman is gone, and you still got two branches out there. We get caught up trying to fit into somebody else's system when, truth be told, the NAACP is not even 100% black. At the very top, the NAACP is not 100% black.
I ain't know that.
Oh my God, do your homework, son.
Oh, that's real. I don't disagree with you. I think it's gotten so corporate to the point that its mission and value for Black people is negated because they're for sale.
If non-blacks are on the board of the NAACP, how in the hell can it be pro-Black?
That's why it doesn't represent Black issues the way that it used to represent Black issues. But,
but
Black people,
I'll give you an image award.
But Black people have to do better at supporting its politicians and its organizations so that we can have our voice with not tainted and not negated because we take our money from special interests. And the NAACP is a classic example of a corporate entity that takes its money from white organizations and it has to temper its message.
That's what happened.
It's really bad. It's really bad to really in 2025 accept the reality that there's two NAACPs. It just doesn't make sense at all.
In Baltimore County.
In Baltimore County, that the elected folks in Baltimore County aren't coming together along with the national NAACP, the state NAACP, the Baltimore County NAACP, the Randall County NAACP, and having a meeting and say enough.
What's all that noise, man?
There's no noise here. No, it's just no reason for us to have two NAACPs in Baltimore County. It just doesn't make any sense.
Man, we gonna have to work on your Baltimore. Let me help you out, brother. I'm gonna give it to you one more time. Baltimore. That's a little better, actually.
Okay.
Baltimore.
Well, I got a little NYC. Come on now.
Baltimore, man. You mess around and get robbed. You come down here from Baltimore. No, you not.
Really, Donnie, it ain't like that. I'll walk all in same town. I'll walk in same town.
Where do you live? Well, I live in Lansdowne.
I live in Randallstown.
Well, I live in Pikesville.
Hey, Donnie, so how is Donald Trump affecting you, man? Is he putting any money in your pocket?
Good question. Good question. Good question.
Oh, but he creates a lot of news content.
Whether it's newsworthy is a different question, but it's content.
Content. I didn't say
it is content.
Because by the time you shoot this one over here, you got to shoot that one over there. So his mind goes like this.
It's amazing all the protests out there. They're not pointed towards Black people who people felt were going to be the most affected by Donald Trump because, no doubt, particularly the South African issue showed his true light towards Black people. But it's the white people and other interests. Like I mentioned to a group, I said, well, you guys are doing these protests during the height of Juneteenth Day. You think they gave a damn? They don't give a damn. And these are your liberal Democrats, etc. But for real, they don't care about our issues either.
And that's why the Maryland Democratic Party and Westmore truly have a problem. They're not.
Well, we always have had a problem. We have always had a problem being consistent in messaging and funding our own issues without needing the ice, as you mentioned earlier, from others for finance or strategy reasons. Why do we need that?
Because
even Martin Luther King and Malcolm X came together. Ralph Abernathy, we funded our own things, and Masons funded their own civil rights things, even though the Jewish people had a significant hand in civil rights back then, but Jewish are considered non-whites, right? And so primarily we had our own foundation.
If you white, you white. There's three races.
Jews aren't white, man. Jewish people were the
Judaism
white.
is not a race. You are Caucasian.
Jewish people have been one of the best friends to
Time
black
out,
people
time out.
when you looked at it. And
Time
it's
out,
too,
brother. What
yeah,
you say?
you can look at me all funny if you want, Andy, but
Hold
your
up.
parents
See.
bought bread from the corner stores in the neighborhoods from Jews as well, and had an opportunity to be funded from Jews, and blacks have always aligned well together. Understand that
On
the
some
Jewish.
things.
Let me finish.
Not even on certain things. I won't even say it's on certain things. I will say it's always been because, first of all, if you remember correctly, Jewish people could not actually do a lot of things. They couldn't work various jobs. They couldn't own businesses, certain types of businesses. The only thing they could really do was lend money. And who was going to borrow money from them? Not the whites. They had banks. It was us that was coming to borrow money from them.
I'm just saying that
this partnership,
we had very favorable relationships with the Jews. The Jews tried to teach us about schools, about communities, etc.
Hold up,
yes,
Mike.
but it was all.
Don't
it was
leave
not
out
altruism.
The slave owners.
What'd you say?
Don't leave out the Jewish slave owners.
Well, you had black slave owners too. So what are you saying?
Well, we're misconstruing this as some kind of altruistic thing. It's all profit related. Like at the end of the day, they could not make money if it wasn't off of the back of blacks. Because the thing is, they were charging us interest rate that we don't even have documentation as to what the interest rates are.
The Koreans do the same thing. Don't the Koreans make money and the Asians make money off the backs of blacks?
Don't forget about the house you think you own, but you're still paying ground rent in Baltimore.
Hey, smart business move.
All I'm saying is it's not an altruistic thing. It's not some kind of partnership that the Jewish people in the
4 straight black mayors in Baltimore, and you're still paying ground rent. So where's the political issue with that?
When you talk about the Hebrews, it started in Africa. So when people start talking about religion and I don't see black people, then I find it suspect.
So the Jews
when I look at the Phoenician Jews in Ethiopia, where the originals come from, yes, I question everything that comes thereafter because you cannot live in that part of the world and be white. Jesus, Muhammad, Abraham, you cannot live in that part of the world.
So you agree with me that the Jews aren't white? The Jews aren't white. The Jews never described themselves.
Well, right now you're using the term Jews to describe Zionists.
Yeah, get your facts straight. There are 3 races: Negroid, Caucasian.
You gotta be talking about Doni.
And Mongoloid. There are 3 races, okay? Black, white, Asian. Jew is not a race, it's a religion.
Okay, so Jews are not white.
It's a religion.
Okay, so Israelis are not white. Which way you want me to say this?
Israel is the name of the country.
Or Asian. Pick a lane, stay in it.
And here's the thing though, like the people who we see on TV that represent Israel aren't even representative of the majority of the population, who are a bunch of dark-skinned people. When my mama went to Israel, she came back and she told me straight up, point blank, everything you thought you knew about Jews is wrong.
Are you familiar with the fallacious? Are you familiar with Ethiopia?
Jews support Ethiopia and Ethiopian Jews. They rescued that country during war. I'm just saying that we talk about brown and black alignment when really strategically Jew and black alignment at some point could have really overwhelmed this country.
So wait a minute now. Here's the thing. You said about the Ethiopian Jews. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason when the what's that thing called again, where all the white people from Europe came down and started raiding temples and stealing gold and whatnot, the Crusades. During the Crusades, when they displaced the Jews, isn't that one of the places that those Jews ended up getting displaced to was Ethiopia? So was it really them coming in there to help Ethiopian, or is it just them escaping, trying to find solace somewhere?
Fallacious Jews, you got to understand the history of the Bible. All of that monotheism comes straight out of Africa. Israel, Judea, Jerusalem, the closest continent is Africa. That is the continent. That's where monotheism was born. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Africa. So if you don't have black people talking about it, I don't know what you got. It's like having a white guy represent Sandtown. Come on, man. I don't care how much money you got. You can't represent Sandtown. It's black.
And poor.
Not everybody in Sandtown is poor. You need to stop that narrative. I own my home. The people next door own their home. I got 300 people around the corner that own their home.
But yet 3 weeks ago, you talked about the white dope fiend running in your alley.
That ain't got nothing to do with what I got in my pocket.
Okay, then so
And I didn't say
you a
dope
whole
fiend, I said
isolated
addicts.
concern. Hey, listen, I've been in Sandtown. Come on, man. Let's get real.
We saw you here
Sandtown.
about 7 years ago.
What'd you say?
We saw you here about 7 years ago, too.
I wasn't in the back of your alley.
No, you were around the corner at the mechanic.
All I'm saying is that you're right. White man can't represent Sandtown, but he can represent Evanston Village, right? Or out there where Danny is, the
Can
white
a
man
black man
represents
represent Pikesville?
the white man represents Randallstown. He represents Owings Mill. Represents so because they only got one black out there in the city in the county council out in Baltimore.
Well, we don't
County.
have no white guy that represent Randallstown.
Who represents Randallstown?
Well, y'all about to get one. Well, Ruben
Julian Jones.
Oh, I
JJ.
thought it was. I thought it was Izzy.
Nah.
Izzy is in District 2. We're in
I
District
thought he
4.
was the
Councilman
county.
District.
I thought he was the chair of the county council.
Well, that has nothing to do with.
There ain't nothing with representative.
Listen,
Not
so
the chair
so you
anymore.
all, so
Yeah,
Danny, I
that's
hear
what
you.
you
I know
microwave.
that.
You
I
forget
know.
where black wealth started. See, you forget about little Willie Adams. You forget about your
Hey,
home.
listen, man. My mother and my grandfather grew up in Harlem Park and Lafayette Park. It was always poor. You forget the rich history. So rich history versus we're talking monetary and financial. Ain't nobody forgotten nothing.
Hey, listen,
Okay,
there's
so
a
let's
difference
get it
between, bro.
real
There's
in
a
terms of poor. Okay, let's talk historical poor, financial poor, gentrification. So you all, stop with these sentimental comments. That's what happens to us all the damn time anyway. While we still have to believe that the white man's juice, as you said, Donnie, is colder because we can't fund anything of our own because we're talking rich history. Let's get real about history and rich financially land. You talked about land tax or the land tax, right? That our homes, you own the physical structure, but you don't own the land, right, Donnie?
Mm-hmm.
Not me. There are people who think they own the house, but they still paying ground rent.
They still paying ground rent.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Liberty
called
Medical Center
exploitation.
was started by black people. So okay.
You ain't my
Okay.
damn friend if you're trying to stab me in my back. That's
So
all.
was Garwin Medical Center started
Hey
by
man,
black
don't
people.
start talking about black institutions that you will not support. But you do support this network.
I
so we gonna
support
give
them
you a
all.
back.
I support them all.
I ain't gonna say I support them all. Some of them churches done had a building fund for 70 years and they ain't built nothing.
Hey,
Now,
we got a lot of
is
wheelers.
your Pope black?
I don't
Is the
have
Pope
a pope.
black?
I don't have a pope.
Ain't you Catholic?
I'm
I
Catholic.
told you I'm not Catholic. What are you?
I'm a
I'm
child of
Catholic.
God. And
I'm a
I've been
child
to
of God,
Ethiopia, and I know that the Bible we got ain't the Bible that started.
I think
Unless
you're
you
trying to
see some Amharic,
stigmatize me.
you only getting a watered down version of a translation.
Mm-hmm.
Study to show yourself approved. Go to Ethiopia and see the truth for yourself. You've been close. You've been to Kenya. Go all the way to Lalabella. Go to Shashamani. And then
I'm going to my knees.
Okay. I hope the Holy Spirit lifts you back to your feet with an airline ticket on Ethiopian Airlines. And trust me, it'll be the most beautiful ride you've ever taken.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mike. We can meet outside, put the gloves on, Good morning.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Donnie. Good to see you and Andy.
Let me get my bag of popcorn. You too.
You want to see a celebrity boxing match?
That sounds good, man. Yeah.
I'm a wedge.
Don't you turn 60
ribs
years
up.
old? Don't you turn 60 years old soon?
Yes.
I listen, I'm a physical. I don't know what you are, but it ain't even a contest, man. Go get you a Newport. Have a nice day.
I'll be sure to.
I love you. I love you, Donnie. See you Saturday.
That's why I'm gonna punch you right in your neck.
This is violence. And he just talked about God.
Hey, my first baby picture was like this. All right. Good morning, world.
Good morning, world.